So good day, everyone, wherever you are. So my name is Chin Liang here once again. So I'm the trainer here from Amazon, specifically the seller education team. So today we're going to talk about the North America market. So maybe more like an overview. So I'm pretty sure that most of you know more or less, or maybe even more than me. But this will give you a better understanding of whether or not this is the country that you want to embark your Amazon selling journey. If you have not thought about it, I hope the session today will be able to give you some food for thought after the session. Okay, a short introduction. Now, you've been hearing me say before I start seller education. So this is the team that I'm in, which is part of the global selling team. Right, so in this team, we actually have a variety of the learning programs to help sellers like yourself to get the content through the official channel. Right now, the live webinar, which is the one you're attending right now, it's like the name says, it's live. So we have about one or two session per week, so that it covers different topics from aspiring seller to newer seller or even to existing seller, depending on what is the topic. You can join in and then you can ask questions during the live Q&A. Right, and then our speakers will be there to address. And then sometimes I will also invite service providers or external speakers to come and share the insights to the sellers like ourselves. Right now, the other one, which is the Seller University, this one I'm pretty sure most of you would probably get interacted with the moment you sign up the Seller Central account. All right, so this one you can actually access it in the Seller Central login. All right, under the Learn navigation, you can go to Seller University. So there's a tons of resources, and then it will help you to keep track of your learning progress as you go along. There's short videos to help you, as well as the PDF that you can read and download, and review it on the go. All right, so some administrative tasks. This session is recorded, and then I will be sharing all the recording into the official YouTube channel. All right, so you can watch the recording. If you miss out anything, that should be okay. Now, but the best thing about the live webinar is that you can get your question addressed immediately, right? Which is something that you will be able to in the recording, right? So the question, just put it into the question box. I'll definitely address it. Now, of course, I may not know every single questions. There is a huge, information out there. So if I can't answer your questions, I will definitely do a follow-up sent to all the attendees regarding the questions that I won't be able to answer during live for whatever reasons. All right. So last but not least, the information I'm going to share today is accurate as of now. But always, if you're going to watch this recording a couple months down the road, do always refer to our online resources in Seller University, also the Seller Central Help. Right. So basically, Seller Central Help is the search bar that you can see when you log into your Seller Central. You can just type directly on the search bar on your Seller Central, and you'll be able to find a lot of the help guides over there, which is the most updated one. Okay, some important notice to share with you. All right, so here's the agenda for today. Well, I'm going to touch on about the overview of the North America market. Right, this is the overview. Now there's a lot of the numbers. I'm not going to go through each and every one, but just so you know, the idea of sharing with you this is to show that there is a lot of the potential in this market, this country, United States, Canada, and Mexico. All right, and then for those of you who are actually using FBA to fulfill your products to your customers, your FBA inventory can be shipped directly to your Canada or even Mexico customers as well. So this gives you more opportunity to expand your business across the continent. All right, so very good. We have updated numbers like this. All right, so it's the projected North America e-commerce revenue by the year of 2028. All right, so typically as a start, newer seller will tend to start on the United States first. All right, reason being it's a large market with a full range of the categories already available that you can sell, and then there is a lot of the support. So this is usually the preferred site for newer sellers. Right now, again, this is to show you, how much potential there is in the US retail e-commerce, um, segment. All right, you can see the steady growth up to even projected in 2027, and I'm pretty sure all of us actually shop online as well. So definitely, customers in the US do also do that. Right, and the data also shown that it is ranked number one consistently in the US market share. Right, you can see that's the comparison of the different e-commerce websites in the US. And in terms of the product category, we can see that also almost the all product category has a positive growth trend in the US store. Right, so these are the sources where the data are from. Right, now something new is that we also see there's more and more consumer and shopper are using Amazon app to shop. Right, if you are not aware, you can download the Amazon app to actually shop across the different store. Even in Singapore store, you can switch to the US store, Mexico, Canada store as well. And we can see that nearly half of the Amazon customer use the app to shop. So what is the hot selling product that we see in the US store? So this actually gives you an idea. Now, obviously, this is not to say that you can, go and start and try to source for all these product to sell, but this kind of gives you an idea on what are the typical hot selling product. All right. But one thing I do want to highlight is the category evaluation sections, right? And also the operational priorities. I think these two I should say these two sections should be something that you use to evaluate for the products that you want to sell. Not just this category, but this gives an idea on how you can think about the product that you want to sell in terms of these different category. All right, for example, let's look at the consumer electronic. Right, you can see that it's very popular. You have the smart home product, speakers, security camera, etc., tablets, right? Right, but the thing we see there is a very large demand, and especially for leading brands, right? And then the updates come very quickly. So the sellers, like a seller, you must be able to find your niche, and you have to take advantage of the trends and then the retail seasons, etc. Right, and then the key thing about operational priorities is due to the electrical component, etc. Right, you might want to pay more attention in terms of the compliance and also whether or not will certain product have a potential intellectual property issue. All right, now industrial belt is just something for your info, like typically where these products are normally manufactured in those industrial area. Right. So not very crucial unless you are going to fly to China to, all those places to source. If not, it's good to know. So where are those product that was mentioned are usually manufactured in? All right, the next one is apparel and fashions. Right now, again, although this is very popular and hot selling, is also there's also a lot of competitions, all right, because it's a quite a seasonal products, right? Certain fashions may not be in fashion after a certain period, etc., and due to the seasonality, all right. And then there's a lot of the sizes, etc., to take note of. All right, the next one is the gardening tools. Okay, so this is still popular, even though last year is already in this category, they are still popular. I think given the fact is that unlike Singapore, I'm not sure about Philippines, but unlike Singapore, most people in the US stay in a much large, bigger area. They have their houses, etc. It's not like over here where most people are staying in, um, buildings, tall buildings, where you don't have much of a outdoor garden that you need to tend with. So we may not think about this product. So, but in the US, because of the the housing, because of how the people there actually live with, there's a lot of the opportunity, for this kind of the gardening tools, outdoor products, etc. All right. Similarly for home and furniture, most of the areas, or rather in the US, because the house tend to be a little bit bigger, most of the area, so the house tend to be bigger as well. So there's actually more room to put in more stuff, more furniture, etc. Which is why this product, very often than not, are usually pretty hot selling as well. But this is for your evaluation. All right. So you can think about what are the products that might be relevant for your target audience. All right. Think from the perspective that your customers actually resides in the US. What are things that they will use it very often, or they have a demand to use it for, and then that is something that you can produce in a more cost-effective manner, etc., to actually get a advantage over those products. Right, next is just to share again, I mentioned earlier on, there's this way that you can use your FB inventory to ship to Canada or Mexico store, if you're also planning to sell there. But I would say that for a newer seller, you should focus on the US store first to get yourself familiarized with how the whole fee, how the whole setup, how the whole listing process works. Right, but just keep in the back of your mind that once you are ready, you can have opportunity to expand to the other countries. All right, so I won't touch on too much on this Canada store. So typically there's a high consumption people there, great potential, steady growth, and it's very similar to the selection culture in the US. So selection culture just means that the product has been sold over there. All right, this is also to showcase the growth. All right, there's a potential as well in the Canada store. All right, and then in Canada e-commerce, Amazon website is also ranked the first one out of the other e-commerce website. Right, similarly, okay, I'm gonna go quickly on this. All right, so some of the hot selling product in Canada store slightly different, but again, this is just for your for your evaluation, all right, for you to see, what is possible. Right, there are sports category, kitchen items, right, office product, and then beauty and personal care product. All right, so one thing to highlight here is if you are going to sell beauty and personal care product, all right, do take note that especially in US as well as the other store as well, you need to be able to comply to their requirements. Right, like the US, you will have to get the FDA certifications, right, from the relevant authority in the US before you can sell products that is being consumed or is being applied to the skin. All right. All right, as for the Mexico store, generally is a young customer base and large potential demographic, right? Enjoys new brand, new things, and also have a great product selection potential. Right, I won't touch on too much, but you can rewatch this. I think there are more important things behind I want to share with you regarding the tips. All right, so basically these are the popular product that is selling well in the Mexico store. Right, this is what I want to tell you, which is the compliance and audit requirements. So you can see there are certain product compliance that you need to follow. This is just a snapshot or a snippet of it. All right, there is definitely more. Right, in terms of the US, if you're going to sell any lights or personal electric mobile devices, you need to have this test report, etc. You're going to sell children product, you're going to have the CPC or test report to kind of certify that your product is safe for children. Right, again, similarly for Canada, Mexico. Right, so unless you are already an existing seller that is selling all these product, for first time seller, I usually would not recommend you to go with this kind of product that needs this certification because it may be a little bit harder for you to navigate. But of course, if you're already selling this product in your home country or in the other e-commerce site, by all means, you're probably more familiar with me than not on all these certification requirements. Then you should just go along and list it on the US store, right? If not, for newer seller, I would tend to say that try to go with products that you don't need to get these kind of certifications, report, etc. So what are the typical strategy that we can share with all of you here? Now take a look. Right, so depending on where you are now, I'm going to assume most of you are newer seller who wanted to kickstart selling in Amazon this year, right? So you are now at the start. You want to think about what the product you want to sell. So product selection, choosing your product, right? And then you should move on as you go along. If you have not started registering for your account, you should go and start register now. And I believe there is still the $1 promotion going on, meaning that you only pay $1 and you can use Seller Central account for a total of 6 months. So you just need to pay $1 for the first month, right? And then you'll be able to get access to the professional selling account for the full 6 months. All right. So yep, do take advantage of this promotion because I think it's going to end soon. If I'm not wrong, the date is on the website. You go check it out. Okay, and then going forward, right? So if you're thinking about the long term, or if you already have a trademark in your existing business, all right, you want to start thinking about doing your trademark and brand registration and filing, right? So this is where the important things about the first 90 days is critical. All right, and then you move on to start creating a listing, deciding on how can you ship your products to the US warehouse for FBA fulfillment, right? And then designing your listing, start running Amazon ads, using coupons, etc. So to be honest, it all seems a lot to do. Now, if you follow through the first 90-day guide, you'll be more clearer. So this is just an overview. You might get overwhelmed. That's normal because I'm a seller myself. When I started out, I know there's a lot of information because selling online e-commerce is itself not easy, which is why there's a lot of resource out to guide you. But make small steps, start by registration, then brand registration. You may or may not think about it now, but in the long run you might want to protect your own brand if you're going to do private labeling, right? So if you are already selling certain other brands that you are authorized to sell, then that might be one thing off your checklist, right? So the rest is as usual. For listing, you will always want to make it more appealing using A plus content, etc. All right, and then the next thing I think I saw a lot of questions coming in is regarding logistic. All right, so this is something that a lot of sellers also get stuck with. So and that's normal as well, right? So we have service partner, etc., that we can share and recommend as well to help you with shipping your products to the Amazon US warehouse. All right, and then right through the end, so usually where we have what we call the peak season, which is the Prime Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where the site will have the most traffic, most sales, etc. Right, that's where you kickstart your selling journey even further. All right, so this is what I was saying. If you think it's very difficult to have new order, if you are new, that may not be the case, right? So we have what we call the critical first 90 days for new seller. Following through the guide for the first 90 days, and we'll help you kickstart your selling journey on Amazon smoothly for you. Right, so these are some of the action guide that we have for new seller. Right, so this is definitely a lot, but we're not going to cover this today. But this is to let you know that we have these 90 days perfect jump start for sellers, whereby from which day to which day, you can follow through what you need to start on to get yourself prepared and ready to sell on Amazon. All right, now typically this is some of the tips I want to share. For newer seller to get orders and traffic. All right, the tip one is to leverage on the FBA. All right, because most of us don't actually stay in those country that we are selling in. Like, I believe we don't stay in Canada, we don't stay in Mexico and the US, right? So it's very hard for us to do domestic shipping, like we ship from our home country to another place in our home country, right? So I would say for most seller that in the Southeast Asia going to sell into US, it's best to use FBA. Now, assuming your product is not those super heavy product, all right, it's just typical product that you can ship using FBA. That's the best, because with FBA, customers can actually get prime shipping in 1 or 2 days. Right, within the 50 states, your order can reach them within 1 to 2 days. So, a lot of us actually like to receive the item we buy fast. Right, so, you will get increased sales opportunity, attract new customers because they all like fast shipping as well. Higher chance to win the offered what we call the buy box, etc. Right, and then you have the 24/7 customer service by Amazon Associate to help if there's any queries regarding your product, and they also help you to take care of your returns. Right, the tip number two to get more orders and traffic is you want to start to look at how you can build your brand on Amazon. So basically, this is brand building. All right, so it starts with having a brand registered in brand registry, so you're protected. All right, and then you can report any violation if somebody were to try to sell a product, try to copy a product, etc. All right, and then you can further increase your branding using some of the brand marketing features available as well. All right, running the Amazon sponsor ads, you can also leverage Vine. So Vine is like a review program whereby they will once you enroll for your products in the voices, which is the reviewer, will be able to receive your product and then give you good quality reviews to help you kickstart, because usually when you buy something you tend to look at the reviews, right? So if there's good reviews, definitely you give you more confidence to buy the product. So that's the idea behind buying, right? To help you kickstart to get quality reviews. Then again, it's a double-edged sword, all right? Make sure your product is really good. If not, it might turn up to be a negative review, right? So that program doesn't guarantee definitely getting a positive review. It's not like a paid for good review program. It's a review program that will review your product truthfully, right? Then other tools you get like brand analytics, right, to assess your brand in comparisons to the other brands. Right, then you can run experiments, you can do A/B testing on your product listing, product title, you can send out EDMs using to your followers, you can create your own stores on Amazon. So you'll get your own URL like amazon.com/ the name that you want, and then people will reach your store directly. It's like your own website on Amazon. Right, tip three is always make sure you improve the overall quality of listing, get a very good quality image, right? And then showcase your image in different angle, different lifestyle, etc. Make sure your text, your copy, everything is as relevant as possible. Right, tip four is something I mentioned earlier on. There's a whole suite of these Amazon related tools that you can use. All right, sponsor brands, sponsor displays, stores, posts. Post is a bit like Instagram kind of thing, and then we have the follow, so people can follow your page. All right, and then there's Amazon Live. Basically, it's just a bit like selling your product live. All right, so last but not least, tip number 5 is that try to leverage all the promotional tools that we have. Where most of the sellers can actually leverage a lot of the existing promotional tools, all right, like Prime exclusive discount as well as coupons, right? And then buy one get one, right? For brand owners, you can use social media promo code. You might actually think of like sharing the codes on your off Amazon platform on your social media, or you might tie up with some influencer to help you promote your product. Right, for a seller with enough sales traction, you can even get to participate in deals that will get a lot more visibility for your products. Lightning deals, 7-day deals, and also you can participate in outlet deals. Right, these are all the promotional tools that you can use to help to get more visibility for your products. All right, so I hope everyone is clear. I saw a few questions. Thank you. Keep the question coming. So there is the new seller incentive for new seller. That's what it says. All right, you can see this is what we call, I know this year is already 2024, but the new seller incentive for 2023 is still available, usually cut across the next year. So I have no idea when will the new 2024 seller incentive come out, or will this persist, but as of now, this is the only details we have. New seller will still be eligible for the new seller incentive 2023. Right, so typically, it doesn't differ a lot. All right, you can go and search online. You can go and look for 2022 new seller incentive. Right, basically it doesn't vary too much. Maybe one or two different promotions, but they tend to stay usually around the same incentive. All right, you can read here. There's a lot of incentive, and I won't be touching everyone, but just so you know that we have programs that help you as a new seller to kickstart your selling journey. Right, there's a lot of like promotions, discount you can use, inbound credits, etc., to help you. So in terms of operations, all right, if you are thinking, oh, you might need certain help, like earlier I mentioned, you can get the service provider, which is available in Amazon Service Provider Network. We call the SPN. You get access to this in your Seller Central. Once you got access, you can search for SPN in the search bar, and it will direct you to the page. Or you can look for the partner that have the service you want, click on it, reach out to them, and then you do your due diligence to actually inquire, cross check, I would say compare with different providers to see whether or not the service they're providing suits your business, right, before deciding on embarking with them. All right, so this is for info, just so you know. Yep, you can also easily create multiple stores with one click. Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend for a new seller. This is, at the top of your mind, just so that you know in the future, once you are ready, to start off, to expand even further, is there. The feature is there for you to quickly launch your stores to the other countries. All right. Okay, this is remote fulfillment. So similarly, to help you expand to the other region like Canada, Mexico, using your inventory that is stored in the US. Right. Again, don't need to worry about this. Focus on the US store if you are new. All right. All right, so these are the tools I think is important, which I will share in the next few slides. All right, so if you don't know what you can sell, or we have product selection tool, which we call the product opportunity explorer tool. So you get access to this only in the professional selling account, professional selling plan. All right, so once you get access, you can do your research. All right, it's showing you the Amazon data, right? What's the search volume like? What's the sales like for your typical products, right? You can use it to validate the product that you're selling, whether or not are there sufficient demands in the store. Or remember to select the US store, because this tool is available to multiple stores. So you are going to sell on the US store, right? So make sure that you select the US store when you're using Opportunity Explorer, so that the data you see is all the US related data in terms of what are the search terms, what are the search volume, etc., and the average price of the product you can see to compare to make you know to make comparison whether or not it makes sense for you to sell a product at a certain pricing, right? Right, so we also have selection guides that is out already to also help you give you an idea on what are the products that you could potentially explore to sell on Amazon. All right, so now we're going to the most excited portion, which is the live Q&A. So I saw a lot of questions. Thank you so much, but I'm going to address the question that is in the registration that I collect from the registration first, because in the registration there's a short column at the bottom that says if you have any questions, let the presenter know in advance. So I'm going to address those first. Before that, so these are the guide. All right, again, you can scan it if you want to. If not, just remember the single QR code I shown at the start of my slide, and I will show again. So I have a one dedicated page that have all these resources available. All right, so this one is the one that you want to scan now because this is not in my dedicated page yet. So this is very useful. So the North American Store Product Selection Guide, it is newly launched. This guide is new, so you get access to the most updated selling trend. If that is something you want to explore, download this. And then also what are the potential growth opportunities available. All right, so this guide is new, so do download this. And this is created by the Seller University team. All right, so you can also find it in the Seller University if you have access, but this actually points you to the Seller Central link directly. All right, so I'm going to answer this question. So I received about 6 questions from the audience today. All right, now first question. So again, if you see your question is not listed here, I may have missed it out, so then I may need your help to put it into the question box, okay? Okay, first question, what to do when you get out of stock and your whole shipment is stuck at Amazon Fulfillment Center and not getting check-in? All right, so the first one is, if you are very sure that your shipment has arrived, you might want to contact the seller support, because that's the only option available for us, right? You contact the seller support, provide all the drop-off receipt or the proof of the delivery for them to check if possible. But sometimes due to the, especially peak seasons where there's a lot of shipment going in, it can be quite common. When you mean getting stuck, it means that it might take a while for the items to check in, right? So which is why we always emphasize to our seller, especially during the peak season, to inbound as soon as possible. At least 2 weeks before the cutoff date. All right, so there's enough time for the fulfillment center to check in your product to be in time for those peak seasons. All right, and then of course, I believe there's a rationale for asking these questions. If you get out of stock, you might somehow lose some certain ranking. How the algorithm works, right? Because if your item is out of stock, it may not appear as much compared to other items which have stock. It is, ultimately it's more for the user experience, right? As a customer yourself, you don't like to be searching for a certain product, and then when you want to buy, it actually says out of stock, right? So, out of stock items tend probably not get that much appearance if it's out of stock. So the whole idea is we do have a replenish tool, all right, stock replenishment tool for you. So you might want to use that tools to help you estimate when you should start shipping in your replenishment early to prevent this kind of situation from happening. All right. So because this is, we are selling from Southeast Asia to US, so we can't do FBM. All right. So, some of them, if you have the capability to do self-ship, this is another strategy, is you can sell the same product, but you will use self-shipment, right? So this might be hard unless you have your own logistic provider in, for example, the US to help you do the self-shipping to your customers. So that's one of the methods that you can use to prevent getting your FBA stock out of stock. You can list another one that is not using FBA, but again, disclaimer is that it's provided you have your own logistics to fulfill the fulfillment in the US. If not, most of the time, we just need to make sure that our stock is sufficient before it gets out of stocks. All right, it's part of the process of managing your inventory that I also run training on this. Okay, question 2. All right, listing related concern. Okay, not sure what concern, but if you're here, let me know. But just for everybody's info, all these text that I taken from the registration are verbatim, or it is what it is. I just copy paste. So if there's a spelling mistake, that's because there is spelling mistake during the input. All right, I don't change any of the words. So just make sure that this is real. All right, so if you are here, let me know what is the exact listing concerns that you have. Question 3, I'm interested on this opportunity. Now, very good. You're probably on the right one. So, as I mentioned, the $1 promotion fee is still on. All right, if I'm not wrong, go to the website, kickstart your registrations, and then you'll be able to leverage on or take advantage of these promotions. Right. So for the first 6 months, you only pay $1 USD. All right, so for those of you who are not aware, the professional selling account actually costs $39.99 per month USD. Right, there's also a free tier. Free tier is what we call the individual account. You don't need to pay, but for every item that you sold, there is additional 99 cents USD fee on top of all the other fees. All right, so if you're going to sell at least 40 items, which it will make more sense for you to actually use a professional selling account because it's going to hit about $40 USD already. All right, so obviously we all want to sell as much as possible, so it's actually better to start with the professional selling plan right now for the promotion, and you get to use Product Opportunity Explorer tool to help you do your product selection. All right, the tools are not available for individual selling plan, so only professional selling plan. All right, so how much is the minimum, question 4, how much is the minimum initial capital needed, not including the cost of inventory? Okay, like I mentioned, there will be the fixed cost. All right, if you take away the inventory, all right, I think, by the way, tomorrow I have an FBA session. If you're interested, you can join, but I can briefly tell you, right, this one, it can vary, but at least at the start you have somewhat of a fixed cost, which is your professional selling plan fee. All right, that is something that you need to incur on a monthly basis. All right, so that's I would say that's the very minimum. And then of course, this doesn't include provided you want to get your own trademark, etc. These are all additional fee you want to take into factor in. Right, trademark can cost anywhere between 1,002 USD plus to 2,000 ish. Depends on how complex your trademark is, how many you need, etc. That is something service provider or a legal trademark office can do for you. Right, we have service partner for that as well. All right, and then some other things, not including cost inventory, that I won't touch on that yet, but that's basically the cost you need to think about it, as well as running Amazon ads, because you do need some levers to get more visibility when people search for your product, etc. Right, and then you might also want to think if you can get professional help in terms of the photographs of your product, people to design your listing image, etc. That is something you need to think about as well. All right, I hope I didn't miss out any. What other initial capital? Let me see. Yeah, I think probably that's about it. Yeah, of course, if you need to set up a company or etc., there is also additional fee. But at the very, very minimum, you need to have an account, and that account fee is $39.99 USD. Okay, question 5. I signed up before and can no longer retrieve my phone number. Do I need to sign up again by using different phone number? Okay, this one I would not suggest to sign up again using different phone number. If you're signing up again as yourself because it might be flagged backend. You know, you got to do seller verification, in-person verification. If you remember, there's a video call. Our Amazon associate will call you to verify your passport, your details, your proof of residence, your national ID, etc. Right? All right. So if it was detected to be the same as an existing one, you may get flagged as, you know, potential duplicates or fraud, that kind of stuff. So don't do that. Right? I will give you an email address. You can email them, tell them that you lost the number, you know, see how they can help you retrieve back your existing account. Right. So don't try to create duplicate account. So I'll give you the email now, and then you see what the team respond is the account management team from Global Selling. All right. So do not create multiple accounts, huh? Okay, I'm gonna type it out here on the chat. globalselling-se@amazon.com. Okay, you email them, tell them this is your problem. All right, you see what advice they can give you to retrieve back your account. Right. Okay, question 6. What are the associated fees so I know how to compute for markup? Yes, beside the initial fee I mentioned, I'm going to give you, or you can go to the QR code I'm going to share later. There's this thing called FBA revenue calculator. This is the tool I use as well. Okay, I'm going to go to the next screen so that you can get the QR code, right? And then we will answer the questions from the rest. Okay, I believe in this QR code, I have a list of the resources. One of it is the FBA revenue calculator, right? Use that to estimate, you know, or do your margin markup or whatever. You can compare between how much it might incur you using FBA compared to using your own fulfillment service or logistic provider. All right, so one tip is to always buffer more, all right? That's how I use it, always buffer more than you think, maybe by 10% more extra using the tool, right, to get a better estimate. Now the result is as good as the numbers you put in, all right? So those are the fee that you will incur for selling. So they will tell you how much is the storage fee, depending on what you're selling. You know, you can actually search for a product and then use that product as a comparison. Or it makes it easier. So let's say if you're selling a similar item like maybe a water bottle, you can search for it. Click the item that you think is most like the item you want to sell. It will help to populate all the dimension of the item for you and also the pricing of the item. But then you can adjust accordingly based on how much you're going to sell to get how much of the margin they're going to get from the product. All right. So the tool, you do not need any account. You can use it even without the Seller Central account, right? The FBA revenue tool, right? The difference is that, do take note, if you are logging in from your FBA, logging in from your Seller Central account, they will know whether you are a professional selling plan or not. And then they will not include the 99 cents extra if you're on your professional selling plan. But if you use the tool publicly, if you like go and Google search and use the tool, it's available. If you do a search, right, they will include the additional 99 cent USD for each product that you're selling because they wouldn't know whether you are holding the professional selling account or not. Right, not a big deal. Still can use it to estimate. Okay, so all right, let me see. I have a couple of questions. I'm gonna answer now. All right. Okay, let me type it here. Okay, I will type it answered live so you can see what is the question being asked. Okay, there's a question from Alan. How much will be cost to ship to USA from Philippines per kilo and how long does it take? Is it air or sea freight? All right, short answer is it varies. All right, it depends on, you know, how many pallets, etc., what kind of item and your dimension, right? It's not by per kilo that straightforward. All right, so this is the part where you want to consult your own logistic provider or you can get it from your service provider network. reach out to them, or you can watch some of my previous webinar where we get logistic partner to join. So they provide their own QR code. You can reach out to them for a complimentary chat to assess and get a rough estimate in terms of your conversation with them, because every business is different, right? So is it air or sea freight? Both works. All right. Sea is obviously takes longer time. Right. Air is the faster way and also the more expensive way. Right. This one again depend. If you have the luxury of time, I would say go by sea. Right. Right, next question. What is FBA? Okay, so FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. So as the name says, Amazon will fulfill your product for you. So means that you send your inventory to the US warehouse, and then if anybody were to buy your product from your listing, the US warehouse will ship the product to your US customer. So in short, that's FBA. Amazon will pick, pack, and ship your product to you for the last mile delivery. Huh? So the first mile, which is something that you need to either get your own logistic provider to ship it from your warehouse or your factory or your supplier to the US warehouse. All right, or you can use Amazon Global Logistic (AGL) as well. All right, so cross-border shipment will entails a little bit in terms of like the border fees, etc. All right, so this one I answered already. Okay, next question. Okay, next question. I'm someone who do not have any prior retail experience. We recommend starting with one product first. What are the efficiency gain or advantages of selling multiple products from the start versus gradually adding on? Oh, very good question. Would you recommend starting? Okay, I myself would recommend starting with one product first, because as I mentioned, I'm also a seller as well on Amazon. There is a lot of details, all right, even with one listing, because if you're new, there's a lot of things you need to take care of, like setting up your listing, creating your A plus content, making sure the product details is accurate, certification, etc. Right? So it is always best to start with one product first, right? So unless you already, you are an existing business owner, and then you probably have some account managers to help you about upload, etc. If not, I would say that starting with one product first, get yourself familiarized, all right, and then you can start to, once you're familiarized with how the whole Amazon Selling Central works, you can also do your own bulk listing if you have a lot of product to list, right? So my suggestion is, to start with one product first, all right, instead of managing multiple products. So I do start multiple product last time when I started, and I think, people just want to do fast, right? Then I realized not much of a gain. I actually end up spending a lot of time going to and fro, because sometimes you are starting new, you thought you changed something, but you actually change the other things on the other page, etc. So my suggestions will be gradually adding on would be better. But then once you're used to how this whole listing, how to run your ads on your certain products, then gradually adding on would be better. That's what I think. Yeah. Okay, another question is, let me see, let me paste it here. Oops, sorry. Okay. Okay, if I register as an individual, can I easily change my plan when my business grows? Yes, you can. Right, this question from Ginger. Thanks for the question. If you register as an individual, yes, you can easily change your plan when the business grow. You can switch it to the professional selling plan, and then in your account setting, and then they will charge you for the fee. All right. So I hope you have not registered yet, because if you switch it in this way, you may not get to enjoy the promotion. But again, it means your business grows, so you may not need to, utilize the $1 promotion, which is a good thing for your business. So just so you know, if you have not registered, you might as well start with the professional selling plan, because you can also switch to the individual selling plan as well from the professional selling plan. So let's say after the promotion of 6 months, you think that you need a longer time, you can go in, before the 6 months ends, go into your Seller Central account and then switch to the individual plan, so you will not get charged. But that also means you will lose all the product opportunity explorer tool. Okay. Okay, I missed out one question. Please provide a breakdown of the fees involved in selling on Amazon referral fulfillment warehouse. Okay. Again, the only fee that I can confidently tell you is the monthly professional selling account fee, because that is probably fixed. All right. The other one, like the referral fee, fulfillment fee, warehousing, I will need you to, for a start, you can go to the FBA revenue calculator, right? Because different product has different percentage. All right. The referral fee, which is the Amazon commission thing, depending on the product category, it varies. I think it can be from 6 or 8% to 15%, or depending on the category. All right. And then the fulfillment side of things, it also depends on your product dimension. All right. If your product is a oversized one, it may cost a little bit more to fulfill compared to smaller size, right, etc. All right. And also depends on pricing. We have what we call the low FBA fees rate now. So if your item is within certain dimension and you're selling it below $10 USD, you get a more cost-effective rate fulfillment fee, etc. So that one, you can use the FBA revenue calculator, and then over there should be a link for you to go and check out the referral fee for the different category, right? Because there's too many to cover. The promo of USD $1 is good for how many months? All right, thanks Alan for this question. All right, this one, once you sign up, I believe the promotion is still on now, the last I checked. All right, so once you sign up successfully, you get to use it for 6 months from the day your account is approved. All right, so but the promotion, I think it's going to end in April. All right, don't quote me, I may forget, but the last I known is the April. All right, so if you're going to enjoy this 6 month promotion, you have to sign up before the end date. So go to the website. Now you go to sell.amazon.sg/North America or something. Yeah, but never mind. You can also click on the scan my QR code. I think you can go to the any of the seller university resource, and then on the top banner you will see this promotional banner there. Just click on it. Yeah. Okay, next question. Let me put it here. Oh, this is the similar question from Alan. Yeah, how much to ship from Philippines to USA per kilo? All right, so the how many days it will take, I can roughly guide you. Okay, again, the shipping fee, that one I cannot tell you, right? It varies, all right? Depends on how many pallets you have, how many mustard carton, whether is it shipped by truckload or anything, all right? That one is a lot of variable. You can check with the provider, because nobody can answer that on the spot. Depends on how many items, what's the unit, how heavy, what's the dimension, and where's the location from and to. All right, but how many days roughly by shipping is, if you go by sea freight, right, it's about, I would say, buffer for about 3 months, right? Usually, 2 months in a very good weather day, 2 months can, but usually just buffer a little bit more. You never know what happens on the sea, etc. There might be delays, all right? So sea is around three months, all right, from the origin, typically Southeast Asia to the US. So air is slightly faster, I think three days or something. All right, this one, yeah, possible, but again, air is more expensive, huh? Oh, okay. Okay, this question interesting. Thanks for asking this question, Sherwin. How long can my inventory stay with FBA warehouse? All right. So to your question, right, your inventory can stay, from my understanding, you can stay at least a year, all right? But do note that the warehouse, the US fulfillment center is not exactly a warehouse per se that you store your items there, because the warehouse is meant to store items that it's for sale, right? So the moment you reach 180 days, right, you will start to incur the long storage fee. All right, and then when you reach when you reach 360 days, I remember you incur something called overage fees. All right, the fee will only go higher and higher. So I will not suggest you to send in tons of inventory. For a start, just maybe a small size will do to see whether your product will move or not, right? And then also there is capacity limit as well. You also can't send unlimited. So every seller will have a capacity limit that they can store in the FBA fulfillment center. All right. So what happened if it did not sell out? Okay, there's a few ways. If you really can't sell, one way is if you want to get back the product, you can engage your provider or service partner. All right, they can ship it back to you, whatever address you want. Let's say if you're going to ship it back to Philippines, yes, they can, and of course with a fee. Other way is, if you think it's not going to sell, you might want to run as many promotion as possible, doing outlets, promotion, buy one, get one, 5%, 10%, to try to clear as much as possible to get back as much as possible rather than you're going to ship it back, right? Assuming if you ship it back to your area, including the shipping costs, you can actually sell it, then, by all means. If not, just do a very good promotion and just clear the inventory. At least you get more out. So if there's really no way, there is a liquidation service as well. So you sell to some liquidator. So that one is the least recommended one, I would say, because you only get back to like 5 or maybe 1% of your product cost. So I would say just try your best to run as good of a promotion as possible to clear out your stocks, because you'll definitely get back more than you were to liquidate it, or to return it to where you were, assuming you have another place that can sell the product. Okay, by all means, get the product back and sell it. Okay. Okay. Is the $1 promo applicable only for newly created account? What I already created account before, but I haven't used it and it's under individual account only. If I upgraded to professional, will I get promotion for 6 months? Yes, I'm sorry, not yes. I mean, no. I think I answered this earlier on. No, it's only for seller who just created the account. So if you're already in individual account, all right, means you already passed all the verification, everything in the past already, you won't be able to enjoy this promotion anymore. All right, because as far as I'm aware, it's for new seller who have no account and then they sign up from the period, I think in October last year. So this was a promotion that was launched during the seller summit last year in Singapore. So yeah, I got a lot of this question as well. So yeah, it's only for new seller. Right. So how do I join the webinar tomorrow? Oh, the webinar tomorrow is in this QR code you see on the screen. All right, I think you can scroll down. I have a link directly for the webinar tomorrow, which is the FBA, but that one is in the afternoon, huh? All right, so tomorrow one will be interesting. I'm going to share some updates on the fee changes. Right. Okay, let me see what other questions that I have. If you have more questions, let me know. All right, I saw more questions. All right. Can I switch plan instantly, or is there a minimum time interval for switching plan? All right, this one is, as far as I'm aware, right, this one is immediate one. Yeah, so don't keep trying to switch. If I remember correctly, the moment you switch, they will charge you already. Right, so don't keep switching like in the same day. If you switch to professional and then you switch to individual and then you switch to professional again, yeah, you might get charged like 39.99 again. So yeah, it is immediately, as far as I'm aware, once you switch it. It won't take too long, but the moment you switch it, they will charge you. For example, if you go for individual to professional account, yeah. So unless if you really switch it by mistake or what, if you never use any of the professional selling account feature, quickly send a ticket to the SPS. Right, they might be able to refund you. That's what some of my sellers tell me, but no guarantee. So if you really accidentally click on it, quickly submit a help to the SPS help using the help function. Tell them, oh, you didn't plan to switch, but you click on it and you get charged, right? So they might be able to refund you for the mistakes. Yeah. Okay, let me see next question. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Okay. Okay, if in case we already ship our products for Amazon FBA, how will we know our product arrived? Also, we notice our product is still hidden since our products are being processed to be shipped. Will it go live once our product arrives the fulfillment warehouse? So thanks, Chua, for the question. Yes, you would have no, or rather, there should be a what we call the tracking for all your shipment into the FBA warehouse. Yeah, so from your side, you will definitely know whether it reaches. Give it some time. Again, if similar to the very earlier questions, if you realize it's still not happening, you can contact the help. Share with them your tracking code saying that, hey, it's already reached according to my shipper. How come it's not in there, etc. So they can investigate for you. All right. So if your product, yeah, if you're using FBA for your product, right, it won't be shown, all right, until the product is checked in. So it's common. So your product will be hidden until your products are being checked in, if that's what you mean, processed to be shipped. So yes, it will go live once the products arrive at the fulfillment warehouse and being checked in. Right? It doesn't mean when it reaches there on your end, you see it reaches there, it will be available. No, they have to scan. If you put your right barcode, everything is correct. They have to scan all your the S what is called the Amazon barcode TTT, and then once in the system, yep, you'll be able to, it will go live already. Yep. If not now, it should be out of stock. Yeah. Okay. Another question: what is the best time to register in order to maximize when the inventory is ready to ship or after you secure the trademark? Okay, this question, let me see. When is the best time to register in order to maximize? Oh, okay. Now, I would say that the best time is probably now because the promotion is going to end soon in about 1 or 2 months, if I remember. So, and then for some reason, although most seller get approved fast, some may not, depending on what document you submit, right? Some may require you to submit certain documents, so sometimes it takes time. Yeah, I would say that, uh, yeah, just try to do it as soon as you can. All right. So when the inventory is shipped or after you secure trademark, I think this one you can do concurrently because trademark takes very long, right? To get a full trademark, it takes probably about a year or something. But pending trademark works for the brand registry purposes. All right. So typically the trademark will be pending until about, if I remember, about a year or something, where nobody objects it, then you get the full trademark. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Okay, I see. Okay, I think we overrun. If you don't mind, I can answer all the question before we end, huh? So stay with me. Okay, the next question is, how about estimated shipping duration from China to Amazon warehouse? Again, this one depends. Typically, like I mentioned, estimate at least 2 months for the sea. Um, going by the sea is at least about 2 months. All right, going by air, you can be earlier, so long you can pay all the, like, all these UPS, what, it can be like within 1 to 3 days. But yeah, typically China to Amazon US fulfillment center is about at least 2 months by sea, right? Factor in a little bit more just in case. Okay. How do we know your product needs to be registered or needs certification? All right. So this one, right, there's a couple of ways. First way is there is a what we call I think it's called compliance knowledge tool or what. That's available on Seller Central. You can check. So there'll be a drop down asking you what product you're selling. You just follow through, and then they'll tell you at the end of it what do you need to use, or rather what kind of certification you need. Right. The other way, not very good, but also can use is you will just list it first, and then if the listing does require certain certification, right, under your account health, it will prompt you to say this listing needs to upload certain documents, Right. So I would say go by the first way. So the first way is there is a compliance knowledge guide or something in Seller Central. You can search for it. Then you go through. It's one of the tools in Seller Central that you can use to select what product you're selling, etc. And then at the end of it, it will tell you, oh, these are the things you might need to get certifications and where to get it. Okay, one more question. Let me see. Okay, the next question. So we need to first ship our products from the Philippines to Amazon in the USA using our own logistic company before we can use the FBA, or do we use Amazon logistic appointed company to ship from Philippines to USA? Okay, this question for Alan. First question, yes, you need to, there's a few ways. You can either engage your own shipping logistic company to ship it before you can use FBA. Yes, that's right. All right. And then if you use Amazon logistic appointed company, I'm not sure what you mean, but if you meant by SPN, SPN is the same, is also not really Amazon logistic. So that is considered like using your own what do you call that, logistic partner. But you can search for this thing called Amazon Global Logistic AGL. So this is Amazon logistic service, all right? But it's limited to some country of origin. I believe China should be one of the parts that they can ship to the US. So you can check on that. All right, that is the Amazon provided logistic service. All right, so very often and most sellers just use different um, types of logistic partner that they probably are aware of. You know, some of them may recommend certain partner they used before. Some of them do use AGL, Amazon Global Logistic. So yes, you can use that too. Okay. Let me see. One more question. Okay, this question interesting. Can I choose FBA warehouse where my product will be stored and fulfilled, or does it go to all fulfillment in the US? Okay, you cannot choose. The short answer is there is no way to choose as of now, like which warehouse. So the warehouse will be designated or assigned when you create your shipment plan, right? You will take into consideration the inputs that you put in, you know, how many units that you are going to ship in, what's your product type and dimension, etc. Then they will give you the address for the FBA warehouse that you need to ship into. So it's assigned to you. You wouldn't be able to select which one. All right. Okay, next one. Oh, this one is a repeated question. How do you know which product need to be registered or need certification? Okay, I think I answered this. Okay, another question. Okay, this one, I like this question from Andrew. If I'm already a local SG Amazon seller and am I entitled to the $1 promo when I activate the US marketplace? Wow, this one, let me think. Don't, I don't remember. Yeah, this is a bit different case. Okay. Yeah, let me check on that. I think it's written somewhere in the TNC, in the promotion guide on the website. But yeah, let me check on this. Let me put a note, huh? Then if I can reach out to you. All right, let me just write it somewhere. Okay. So yeah, Andrew, this question I really don't know, but it's a good question because you can easily create the store if you already have the existing account. Yeah. So, but whether or not you get to enjoy the promotion, that one let me check. Let me check and then I'll get back to you. All right. Okay. Any more questions from anyone? I'm so sorry. I think we overran quite a bit, but I'll still be here to answer any last questions that you have. But before, let me know. Let me know. I'll still be here. One more minute to see if you have any more questions or last question. If you're typing a very long question, you might want to press enter now. Oh, I saw one question. Are we allowed to sell unbranded garment? I will only put size and wash care instruction. Let me just put in a question here. Okay, sorry. All right. So the question regarding, let me see, I went too far down already. Let me see. Okay, let me scroll down. Okay. Yes, you can sell unbranded product. During the listing, you will just click this product has no brand. All right, I have a listing demo coming out as well. You can join. I will show you how to create a listing. So in the listing, there's actually an option you can check that this product has no brand. So what happens is that it will become generic. All right. So you are potentially will be competing with all other similar generic products. So in a way, yes, you can sell, unbranded uh, products or garment. All right. Yes, you can sell, but you will be fall under the generic. That also means you won't be able to use any of the like A plus content, etc. Yep. So yes, there will be option when you select the type of category, especially for like garments, or they will have the option for you to select your variants, the size, the description, etc. So you can, no problem on that. Yep. Okay. Any more last question? Did I miss out any of a question or not? Because there's a lot, and then I'm so sorry if I miss out anyone. Let me scroll up and see again. All right, those I answered, I actually put there answered live. So I hope I didn't miss out anyone because I think there are some duplicated one due to some network latency issue. Okay, I don't see any more question already. Okay. Let me see what is this question. So sorry. Mm, Let me type it here. Okay, so this question is okay. I answered a while, but you did not catch my answer. Don't worry. How long are we allowed to be to store in Amazon warehouse? Okay. This is regarding how long you can store. So earlier I shared is that after the 180 days, right, you'll be charged like a long storage fee. All right, and then after 360 days or something, so it's like 6 months, and then another 6 months you'll be charged a overage fee. So the longer you store there, depend on how much space you have taken up, they will charge you a fee. So you get more and more expensive the longer that you store your products there. All right. So when are we charged the housing fee? Does it start on day one, or it's start after a few months? The fee actually you can it's being calculated so long you have products there. So if you go to the FBA revenue calculator, once you put in the product you're going to sell, they will share with you what is the storage fee that you're going to incur. Yeah, so it's not going to be like after few months or something. Yeah, so the moment you have the product there, they will be able to calculate how much storage fee that you're incurring, and then you can look at the breakdown in your report as well on the fee. Yeah, I hope that answer your question. Yeah, it's not a few months. Yeah. So the moment you inbound things already, there will be a base storage fee based on the cubic meter or something. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Alan. All right then. Where can I find out the minimum inventory? Okay, one more question. When can I find out the minimum? Let me just paste it here. What the question is. When can I find out the minimum inventory? So I believe you meant how much you can store. So once you are logged into your Seller Central, you can go to your FBA inventory, and then there is a dashboard. So there's this capacity monitor where you'll be able to see, how much you can inbound. All right. So the value will change depend on your sales velocity. Right, so if you are doing well, you have good sales, etc., right, you may actually get more volume to store. But if for whatever reason, you may not have sufficient data for them to determine, you can also reserve, like in a way, book or pay a certain fee. I think it's called reservation fee or something, to get more storage to store your items. All right. So again, there are what I call like algorithms behind to make sure that everything is being calculated for in terms of the storage. So yeah, for new owner is definitely sufficient for the initial capacity they provide to you. Right, you can go in and check it out at the capacity monitor. Right, I can't remember exactly, that it's not by per unit basis because storage size is different, right? You will take into consideration how big is your item, the dimension, what is the product to give you the calculation. So it kind of varies. It's not like, oh, 200, then you get 200 of big items. So that's not how it works. So you have to go in and then you'll see based on what you ship in, your capacity will shown as being taken up. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So that's I got your question. To find out the minimum inventory, you have to go into FBA inventory and then look at the capacity monitor. Will tell you. All right. Okay. So thank you everyone for sharing your evening with me. I hope there's no more question already. If you have, press enter now so I don't miss out your questions. But don't worry, you can also join, some other webinars I have. So I believe everybody already have a very good overview. The next is probably, join some of the FBA session, as well as if you're already going to kickstart your journey, you might want to join the one on 13 February, where I will go through a demonstration. You can get a look and feel of how listing creation works. All right, and then also on 29, I will share a few introduction of Selling Central, what you need to set up when you first get your account, that kind of stuff. All right, and then of course, if you are somebody who want to kickstart your Amazon ads already, you can join another session on 29, which is for the brand owner to share with you how you can run sponsored brands, sponsored display, and build your own stores on Amazon to grow your business. All right, so thank you everyone. I hope you all learned something from this session, and then do let me know if you have any feedback, any suggestions for me to make the webinar even better for all of you here. So have a very good evening, everyone. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you. See you on the next webinar. Remember to bookmark this link. All right. Bye.